Namandavats, 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 namandavats. Well, good morning, everyone, and it's so good to be here, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers who are out there listening and watching this morning. This is a special day for all of us because we all have a mother, and this is also a special day because we're back in the Hondo for the second time since last November. Not all of us, but at least some of us were able to do the service here today, and it's very exciting. We are making progress towards coming back to the temple, and this is one of the first steps, so we're very excited about today's live stream. So we will go forward with today's service, and I will walk you through the steps that we are going to be taking. In our order of service, first we will begin with the Shin Buddhist Life Principles on page 9 of our service book. It will also be up on the screen if you don't have your service book with you. Then we will be doing the chanting of the Junirai. You will need your service book for that, and hopefully you do have that with you. Next, we have a special musical offering by the Cherry Blossoms. It's the premiere of their song Seiya, and it's just a beautiful rendition that we will be seeing and listening to. Next, I have my Dharma talk, and then after that, we will have a very special presentation by the Junior YBA for Mother's Day. It's a Mother's Day tribute that I hope you will all enjoy. And then, of course, we always end with announcements. So that's the order of service, and so let's begin first with our Shin Buddhist Life Principles. Entrusting in the vow of the Buddha, calling out the Buddha's name, I will pass through the journey of life with strength and joy. Revering the light of the Buddha, reflecting upon my imperfect self, I will strive to live a life of gratitude. Following the teachings of the Buddha, discerning the right path, I will share the true Dharma with all. Rejoicing in the compassion of the Buddha, respecting and aiding all sentient beings, I will work towards the welfare of society and the world. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. So next we will do the Junirai, and that is found on page 49 in English and 53 in Japanese. Just a warning, the last segment is a little bit different than the rest of the chant. So be careful of the notations, but please follow along and carefully chant with me. Thank you. Namandavats, 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 namandavats. Keshu 天人職業 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 Keshu 天人
殺諸女天空苦しら子が将来みだそん観音頂戴観中中主従名相法将軍のぶくげどまけうまん子が将来みだそん無備無苦所故上習得経験女国小さり役徳自在子が将来みだそん自法名門菩薩衆無料小魔女三段一生修上願力自子が将来みだそん根体保険知所系戦言少女名大座おひざ上女戦の子が将来みだそん自法将来勝負し権限人図し安楽戦後尊厳上苦行子が将来みだそん小無常無我と薬女水眼伝よろ一種説法無名字子が将来みだそん非尊無戦無悪名薬無女民悪道夫主任死心教非尊子が将来みだそん非尊無料法勉強無所修悪知識往生不退死菩提子が将来みだそん願戦非尊苦毒寺修善無変如海水小逆前言小上者衛生修上小医療非国ナマンダブナマンダ
Namandavats, 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 Namandavats. Thank you for doing that. I enjoy the Junidai. It's very melodious, and I enjoy the motion in the melody. Okay, let's move on. The next thing that we have is our musical offering by the Cherry Blossoms. They this is the premiere of their song Seiya, and it is the song that was written by Lady Takeko Kujo, who was the founder of the BWA way back at the beginning of the turn of the 20th century. Very special song, and it is kind of the theme song for the Tokyo Women's College and Girls' School. So it's beautifully done, and I hope you enjoy this rendition.
Hoshi no yozora no utsukushi sa dare ka wa shiru yame no nazo musu no hitomi 輝けば寛易に和む我が心ガンジス川の真砂よりあまたを明する仏たち夜いる常に守らすと気苦に和める我が心
So I want to especially thank the members of the Cherry Blossoms, Miko Shudo and Emily Yoshihara, with beautiful rendition. And I forgot to mention that that song is in our service book on page 152 and 3. If you are interested in the kind of the translation of the Japanese, it is in the last two verses in our service book. So you would be able to kind of get a feeling for this beautiful song. Okay, now on to the Dharma talk. So today my topic is Other Mother, and thought it was an appropriate topic for today. And what I'm trying to do is maybe expand our idea of what motherhood is, and to also, this is a wonderful opportunity for us to reflect on our mother, what motherhood means, and so let's do that. If you are alive, of course, you either have or had a mother. I mean, your very existence is predicated on the fact that you were born from a mother. And your relationship to that person is as complex and varied as the number of people there are in the world. Each of us has a unique relationship to our mother. Even if you're from the same family, you all have a unique way that you deal with each other. So we tend to think and celebrate Mother's Day with the ideal of a mother who is nurturing, who cared for us as we grew, loved us, and protected us. But that ideal really doesn't actually hold for everyone. Some people didn't have that kind of mother, or maybe no mother at all. For many of us, our relationship to that person whom we call mother might be very complicated. So I'd want to spend some time today exploring the ways that we can view that relationship with this person. So I'm going to kind of address it in two ways. First, we will talk about the person that we call mother, and how do we come to terms with her no matter what that relationship might be, and still come to some appreciation and gratitude for her so that we can honor her today. Secondly, I wanted to expand the notion of motherhood to encompass maybe a broader understanding of the meaning of what motherhood is, beyond biology, and connecting to an idea of something I call universal motherhood. Today is Mother's Day, and is the day that we honor and acknowledge our appreciation for their sacrifices and their efforts to raise us. For most of us, we will never actually truly realize how difficult that task was until we become parents ourselves. I'm reminded of a Chinese proverb that I was taught back in college from my girlfriend, who happened to be Chinese American, and she said that we do not become adults until we become parents ourselves. And I think from my own experience, I think that is definitely true. I didn't appreciate my mother or my parents until I actually became a parent myself and came to understand all of what that entails. And so I came to a fuller appreciation of my parents by having my own children. I came to the realization that parenting done well is very difficult. And if we are fortunate enough to have had such a caring and devoted set of parents or parent, we're really very lucky. But what about those among us who didn't maybe have that kind of mother? What if they had a very difficult mother or a difficult relationship with her, or maybe didn't have a mother at all? And we ask the question, how can we still honor this person today? So Buddhism teaches us to acknowledge and be one with the reality of whatever circumstance we find ourselves. Difficult relationships and situations are challenging for us to apply the teachings, but in many ways, perhaps they are the most important ones for us to learn and reflect from. We know that we can't wish away our difficult reality, because Buddhists have really asked us to face those difficulties head on, really squarely in the face. But through a process, through the teachings, through a process of reflection and insight, maybe we can come to change our perception and understanding of our reality. So what I'm reminded of, and I have probably used this story before, but I come back to it often. And I come back to my teacher, Reverend Nobuo Haneda. He wrote an article in 2009 in the Dharma Breeze newsletter, which I receive and have been receiving for a dozen years. And he talks about his relationship with his father. He also talks about his various mothers, because he had 3 mothers women that his father married. And so since I am not doing the Father's Day service, I thought I could appropriate his story and apply it to Mother's Day. So basically what he talks about is this incredible incredibly dysfunctional family that he grew up in. He was born in Nagano, Japan, to a wealthy family. And as he grew up, he had many, many challenges. His father divorced his mother when he was at 1 year old. She left, and he never had any contact with her after that. He didn't know what she looked like because his father had destroyed photographs and any memory of her. He says he didn't even know her name, which I find incredible. When Dr. Haneda was 5, his father remarried and was married to another woman for 2 years who had a daughter of her own, and he was like the unwanted stepchild. And he said he was also a very difficult child, so he understands that maybe he wasn't the best stepson to his new mother. But his father divorced that woman as well, and then when Dr. Haneda was 12, his father remarried again. So he went through these series of mothers. He talks about how they argued all the time, and he just thought, why would anyone get married? It's just terrible relationship. And he was really miserable. And back then, I think he really kind of blamed his father for all of this situation. He thought he blamed his father for having these very terrible relationships and these divorces. And so he also says divorce was a source of shame for him because in Japan it wasn't anything that people talked about. So it was a very difficult challenge. But then he comes to some realization, and he comes to view his father and his parents in a different way. And so he goes through this, or talks about the process that he encounters. So he says, up until he was in high school, he really basically looked down on his father for the way he lived his life. He says he hated his father, and he blamed him for his miserable childhood. And he says, my father was an object of my hate. Then, he said in high school he encountered a teacher, somebody that he really connected to who happened to be Christian. And so this man kind of encouraged Nobuo to attend a Christian church, and he started to learn about some Christianity. This teacher also introduced him to literature and to Leo Tolstoy, and he became enamored with Tolstoy's writing. So much so that when he graduated high school, he went to Tokyo University, he became majored in Russian literature. And so from this teacher, he got some insights into a more religious kind of idea. And at that point, he started to think of his father as an equal. He started to understand just how difficult his father's situation was. He explained that his father was the oldest son of his family, and he said that his father's mother was a terrible person, very self-centered and very domineering. And he said that any woman that his father brought home as his wife would have an extremely difficult time with his mother. On top of that, he had 3 sisters who were very, very hard on their sister-in-law. And he knew that for anybody, it would be extremely difficult to be able to manage that situation. And ultimately, they decided they couldn't do it. So he started to look at his father as an equal. He came to understand and realize that his father was really an object or someone who was molded by his circumstances and the causes and conditions of his life. And he knew that if he had been in the same situation as his father, he might have acted in much the same way. So at that point, his father became an object of his compassion. Then he came to realize, or then what happened is in college, Nobuo encountered, here he's studying Russian literature. Sorry, the lights are going off in here. Maybe somebody can walk in and get the lights back on, just why? When there's no motion in the Hondo, the lights start to dim. Okay, great. All right, lights are back on. So in college, so he's studying Russian literature, and he's in a used bookstore, and he sees a commentary on the writer Faust. And it's a commentary that is written by a man by the name of Shuichi Maeda. And Shuichi Maeda is a Buddhist priest, a Buddhist thinker, and a very deep Buddhist thinker. This book profoundly affected Nobuo in a way so much so that he felt like he needed to encounter Buddhism and go deeper into the religion. So with his kind of tendency towards seeking a more spiritual life through his encounter with Christianity, and then seeking or finding Shuichi Maeda, then he really changed his perspective and his understanding of what his father meant to him. And at that point, instead of looking down, instead of looking equally, he began to look up to his father, and he became an object of his gratitude. He came to look at his father's divorces as an object of gratitude. He looked at the constant arguments that his parents had as an object of gratitude. His father criticized his pursuit of religion, and he also looked at that as an object of his gratitude. And in 2009, his father passed away, and Nobuo was there at his side, and he looked at this man who was totally miserable. He had no warmth or feeling, even for Nobuo at that point. And he recognized that he had had an extremely difficult life, a life of a lot of suffering. And at that point, he also looked at his father as an object of gratitude, because he said all those difficulties, all those challenges had pushed him towards finding something deeper, something more meaningful, something transcendent that would give his life purpose and meaning. And so at that point, he decided, these are all the factors that make me who I am. And so in the same circumstance, all the difficult situations, all the difficult people in your life are objects that can be of gratitude if we look at them with reflection and deep understanding, and know that their actions have affected you in ways that perhaps have moved you towards a more spiritual and seeking way of life. So in that regard, no matter what your relationship might have been or is with your mother, if your mother is this wonderful person, which I hope she is, then it's easy to have gratitude for her. But even the mothers and parents who maybe weren't exactly what you were hoping for were important to your life, and there's a way to view them with a sense of gratitude and appreciation, and hopefully you'll be able to do that. Okay, my next way of looking at the idea of motherhood is maybe from a more universal kind of viewpoint. And this is, I'm hoping that we might expand our notion of motherhood and connect it to the Buddhist teachings. If you did or did not have a good mother, there's still the idea of this universal motherhood. And it encompasses all of those people who have nurtured and cared for you, female, male, human or otherwise, and everything in between. There are many, many things and people in your life who take on this role of caring, nurturing, and supporting you. And so I kind of relate it akin to the Mahayana ideal of the universal Buddha. And I want to give some credit where credit is due. This idea kind of solidified for me from Jim Pollard, whose recently published book, Let It Be Known, is a book that I find amazing, and I hope all of you get an opportunity to read it. Jim is a tremendous student of Buddhism, but not only Buddhism, but of literature and music and art, and he combines all of those in ways and gives it a Buddhist interpretation. But one of the things that I appreciated most that he clarified for me is the way that the historical Buddha that we call Shakyamuni, how he's depicted in the sutras and in the Pali Canon, in the ways that he is written about. And one of the distinctions he makes is that in early Buddhism and in kind of southern Buddhism that we think of in Theravada Buddhism in southern Asia, often referred to him as Gotama Buddha. Whereas we, who are Mahayana Buddhists, frequently refer, or always refer to him as Shakyamuni. It is the same person, it is the historical Buddha, but it's two different ways of actually viewing him. So first of all, we have what we call Gotama Buddha, the historical person who lived and kind of established Buddhism and this religion that we all follow. And in the Pali Canon and in Theravada Buddhism, his words and his actions are highly revered. They honor him. They almost have deified him, but they do recognize that he is a human being. And in that regard, he is honored. He was a great teacher, but what happened over time is that some of his ideas and thoughts were somewhat concretized. I know Dr. Haneda calls it fossilized, where it came to a point where things seemed very rigid. So there arose a movement about around the first century of the Common Era, and it was a movement called Mahayana, where they felt that the ideas about Gotama had been so concretized that they lost sort of the spirit and the ideal of what Shakyamuni or what Gotama represented. And at that point, Mahayana Buddhism emerged, where they took the spirit of Gotama and he became Shakyamuni Buddha. And so we revere Shakyamuni, and from that spirit came our realization or understanding of Amida Buddha, which is the universal Buddha. So in that characterization of Shakyamuni, there are many Buddhas throughout time and throughout space, and even today there are all the Buddhas that I'm referring to, like the mothers that we have in our lives. So it's the same kind of idea that we have many, many Buddhas, many mothers in our lives who help us, nurture us, and are there to support us. It is an idealized version of that person. So tying together this idea of motherhood and of universal Buddhahood. I'm not the first person who's come up with this idea. Shinran, in his wasans, talks about that very idea, and I want to share with you this wasan from the Hymns of the Pure Land Masters. And he says, Shakyamuni and Amida are our father and our mother, full of love and compassion for us. Guiding us through various skillful means, they bring us to awaken the supreme Shinji. So we connect motherhood, Buddhism, and an ideal that transcends actually the person that all those people are. We are looking for the spirit, the true spirit of reality and nature and what existence really is. And we find our teachers and our mothers and our Buddhas among us with those people. Okay. With that, I would like you to join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Thank you for listening. Okay, now on to the next item. So I put up this picture because for 2 years we have not been able to do our annual Junior YBA Mother's Day pancake breakfast. So I wanted to just remind you that this is a day that we normally would be having this. Well, instead of a pancake breakfast, the Junior Y has done something else special. They've created a video tribute to their mothers. So I would like to share that with you now. Give you a little warning, it is a little bit lengthy, it's 9 minutes, but I think it's well worth viewing. The Junior Y group did a wonderful job, and Emily Sarashina was, I think, spearheading a lot of that. So I want to thank Junior Y and the entire, all the advisors for putting this together. Please enjoy.
Hi, Mom. I just wanted to say Happy Mother's Day and thank you for supporting me through school, basketball, and just helping me stay on track with assignments at school, and also just taking care of me. And yeah, Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you for the millions of things you've done for me, Wyatt, Kennedy, and Montgomery, and for letting us adopt 2 dogs during quarantine.
Happy Mother's Day, Grandma. Thank you so much for being the best grandmother in the whole world. We all love you, and thank you for being such a big part of our life. We love you. Right, Chloe? Have a happy Mother's Day.
Hi, Mom. Thank you so much for helping me get all my work done this year. I know it's been a lot lately, but you've been a really big help to me and Natalie. Thank you. Happy Mother's Day.
Hi, Mom. I just want to thank you for everything that you do for me and for always supporting me. Have a happy Mother's Day.
Hi, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. I want to thank you for everything you've done for Matthew and I through our entire lives. And I want to thank you for all the support you've given me through everything I do. I don't think I would be the person I am today without you. I love you, and you're the best mom in the world.
Hi Mom, happy Mother's Day. I just wanted to say thank you again for all that you've done for me this year and all the years before. I definitely couldn't be here without all of your love and support. Thank you again, and I wish that you have the best day ever.
Hi Mom, I just want to tell you how much I love you. Well, I can't really say how much because it wouldn't fit in all these words. Even though I do talk a lot, it still wouldn't fit. I just want to thank you for all you do and all your patience with me and all the things that you have done for me and Carrie and Abby and Kenji and Scout and Brandy, all the fur babies, and I just love you so much. And here's the heart. Like, the heart should be bigger, but it's okay. Bye, thank you.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Thank you for being the best mom in the world. From driving me to sports practices, or to giving me advice on anything I could ask for, I could not have had a better mom in the world. Happy Mother's Day. I love you.
Hi Mom, happy Mother's Day. Thank you for always supporting me and keeping me on track. I love you.
Hi Mom, happy Mother's Day. Hope you have a great day. I just wanted to say thank you so much for everything you do for us. It's much appreciated. And I hope you get some rest and you enjoy your special day.
Hi Mom, thank you for always being there and supporting me in everything that I do. I don't think I would be the person who I am right now if it weren't for you. I love you.
Hey Mom, there's so many things that I want to thank you for, and if I listed them all, we'd be here forever. So I'll just start with this one thing. Thank you for always waking us up in the mornings and after naps, because I know we're really horrible little monsters when we wake up. Love you.
Hi Mom, happy Mother's Day. Thank you for everything you've done for me this year, from driving me to practices, driving me to school, cooking dinner for us. I really admire all of the hard work that you put into everything you do, from like the crane project to just your everyday workouts. So yeah, I love you and happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. Thank you for driving me to practice every day and also driving me to school. I know it may be really hard to take care of me, especially during these really tough times. And also thank you for making me breakfast when I'm too lazy to do it myself in the morning.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I just wanted to send a big thank you out to you. I appreciate and love you so much. And your compassion, passion, and humor are something that I appreciate and value every single day. I love you so much.
Hey, thank you so much for joining me in getting fat during quarantine.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I hope you have a great day, and thank you for everything you do for me. Love you.
Hi Mom, I just want to wish you a happy Mother's Day. This means a lot to me because I get to show my love for you. You mean a lot to me because you're such a kind and caring person and you do juggle around all this stuff. I'm surprised you do all of it and you can still be that caring for us. I love you and have a happy Mother's Day.
Hi Mom, hi Grandma. I just want to say thank you so much for loving, caring, and supporting me and helping me become the person I am today. I love you. Happy Mother's Day.
Hi Mom, I'm grateful for the time I got to spend with you last year, especially when you're blasting BTS across the house.
Happy Mother's Day, Grandma. Wish we could have some pancake breakfast at church. Thank you for being the bestest grandma in the whole wide world.
Happy Mother's Day, Mom and Grandma.
Hey Mom, I wanted to say thank you for all that you've done, raising and providing for me all these years. And of course, before quarantine, you're always there driving me to all these different OCBC events. And during quarantine, you're always there, just listening to whatever I have to say. And I want to wish you a happy Mother's Day.
Hi Mom, happy Mother's Day. Just want to thank you so much for taking care of me and Kenji. Especially during this pandemic, it's been very difficult, but just want to thank you for growing us into who we are today since day one. Just want to say thank you. Happy Mother's Day.
Hi Mom, I just wanted to wish you a quick happy Mother's Day to you and all other moms out there that continue to work hard during these difficult times. I'm so incredibly thankful for everything that you've done for me and our family, and I just wanted to let you know that you've given me so much hope and inspiration for the next coming years. Words cannot express how thankful I am to have you in my life. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Happy Madre Day.
We
Love.
you.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers. I personally like to thank my mom for always being there for me and supporting my decisions and always cooking food whenever I need it. She's always willing to go out of her way for me and I really appreciate it.
Hi Mom, happy Mother's Day. Thanks for helping me out all the time and getting through this pandemic. You helped me all the time, so yeah.
Hi Mom, I just want to thank you so much for everything you did this year, especially during the pandemic. You supported me so much and I wouldn't have been able to make it through. And so, happy Mother's Day.
Hi Hi everyone, I just want to say that even though we can't have our yearly Mother's Day breakfast, that doesn't mean we can't show our love, support, and gratitude to the wonderful women in our lives. The ones who have taken care of us, have fed us, nurtured us, and have supported us throughout our entire lives. So I just want to say to all mothers from OCBC Junior YBA, we all wish you a happy Mother's Day.
Wasn't that nice? Beautifully done, and I'm sure all the mothers out there appreciated that very much. Thank you, Junior Y, again. Okay, now we're down to our announcements, and first thing, Dharma School class meetings today, and I have my own flower offerings. Some of the class names, I never understood what they were, so preschool and kindergarten, Momo Sakura, which means peach and cherry, are going to be meeting. Second and third grade, Yuri and Kikyo, which means lily and bellflower. And then fourth grade, Ume, which is plum. Eighth grade, Ayame, iris. So I learned a few Japanese flower words through this exercise. So they will be meeting today at 11 o'clock. Next Sunday, there's going to be our special Gotan-e service commemorating Shinran Shonin's birthday. And we have a special guest speaker, Noriaki Hayashi, from the Koji Temple in Virginia. So we can, he's not coming here, obviously, but through the miracles of internet, he will be giving us a Dharma talk next week. It is also going to be our Hatsumairi infant presentation ceremony. So we are doing that virtually as well. But we have 3 lovely little infants that we are going to be welcoming to our temple next week. Also, the following week, Reverend Mutsumi Wondra will be doing the service, and she will be holding an adult study class following that service. If you would like to participate in the adult study, which will be a discussion of her Dharma talk, you will need to go to the OCBC website and register so that they can send you a Zoom link for that. It will be a live stream service, but in order to participate in the adult study, you have to have a Zoom link. So that's going to be a special thing. Reverend John had an adult study, I think, last week or the week before. Anyway, we've only just started doing adult study again. Next, I wanted to give myself a little promotion. I'm on the staff of the everydaybuddhist.org online school, and we, besides having our classes, we are doing blogs and live chats, and I will be conducting the next live chat on May the 24th. It's a Monday from 6 to 7 p.m., and it's going to be a DIY, do-it-yourself home altar. Not all of us have obutsudans in our home, and I'm going to go work through with all the participants how you can create your own obutsudan or sacred altar space in your home. So it should be a lot of fun. I did this same activity with Junior Y at their religious retreat last month, and it was kind of fun. So if you'd like to participate, go to everydaybuddhist.org. And my last announcement is to encourage everyone out there to become a member of either Vista Buddhist Temple or Orange County Buddhist Church. We love new members, so please join us and be a part of our Sangha. And with that, that will, I think, concludes this service. Thank you for being here, for participating, joining in on our special Mother's Day service, and we will end with Gassho. Please join me. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. Thank you and have a wonderful Mother's Day.